Look at that right there. Alright, that's a Ludwigii repens. I told you I find them immersed, right? I know this video is going to be very offbeat. Excuse my porch. And this chair is falling apart. Excuse that too. It's from the rain. What's that? Oh, that's a piece of moss. I need to put that back in there. I'm just cleaning through my grow out bucket. This is what happens to Ludwigii is if you stick them in a bucket and they get a couple hours of sun a day, they grow out of the top. I go in here and I'm cleaning out the excess crap like the leaves and whatnot. There's some anacris in here. I like anacris, it's okay, but I kind of get tired of managing it in my tanks. This is Moneywort, right? Bacopa Moneywort, it's called. But yeah, found these too in the same places, like any ditch or place where water goes, like water drains on the side of the roads, the little culverts they dig and whatnot. You'll find here in the north anyways, or south, north, whatever. I'm in Texas. There's some more Moneywort. The reason they're bent is because they grow in here and then the tops come out and they all sprout and they grow straight up the tops like this. But I've been fiddling in here, so I'm just going through here. You see Moneyworts are very hardy. They don't really fall apart, but if you look at Ludwigias, if a lot of people probably try Ludwigias and they're like, I can't get my Ludwigias to grow right. The bottom leaves get dingy and fall off. Well, this is why. They're not aquatic plants. They're weeds that grow in places that get water a lot. So as you can see, they sit in here and they grow, and if you find them in areas outside natural habitat type places, they're going to be more blood red. If they're more like at the surface of water, like floating, they're going to be growing sideways with their leaves all facing up, not like these guys. But you see, some of these leaves are ratty. Just pluck them off. But you can always do a reset. If you're having problems with your Ludwigias, you can always do a reset. You can take some in a bucket. This bucket sits out here. It gets cold at night too. It gets like 44 sometimes. It gets hot during the day. You see the sunlight here. The sun that comes from over there. There's only direct sunlight for maybe a couple of hours a day over here. So the rest of the time, these guys are kind of just in indirect sunlight or whatever. So, but yeah, this little grow out bucket is just, I'm just getting the Ludwigii leaves out, some of the danky ones that fell off. It's more Moneywort. I'm just kind of cleaning through this. Some more Moneywort. Yeah, like I said, depending on where you live, you could probably find Moneyworts. Here's those that I've been experimenting with to see how they grow in the tanks or not. You know, they look like Bacopa carolinianus. They even have the little flowers that sprout from the, if it'll focus, they have the little flowers that sprout from them. But carolinianas are kind of have a furry, hairy type skin on them, and these don't really. But I don't know, I've got a couple of these in there and we're seeing how they grow. In this bucket, of course, they sit in here and the tops grow out and they all sit up like this nicely. I mean, they sit up like they're in a soil, potted with soil. But Ludwigias, yeah. If you ever want to just kind of start over with your Ludwigias, it's always an option to. This one's ratty. This one was sticking out and some bug munched on it. But I mean, you can always just snap it off. It's gonna grow back. Here's another one. Some of this hair stuff was because I threw some hair grass in here. Some more of that Bacopa looking stuff. I got plenty of that. I'll just throw that out. Ludwigias. Ludwigias. Some more hair grass on there. But yeah, these are, you can just see, like, I'm swimming in Ludwigiis. I'm not really big on Ludwigiis. I don't really like these. Maybe if I had some super reds, but I mean, I already know what happens to super red plants in my tank. I have a low tech, and they kind of get, they kind of just turn. They're either really green, then they start getting yellow, and then the yellow kind of turns to orange, and then they don't really ever get red. And the lower leaves do start to get ratty, and the top leaves keep growing in nicely. This is kind of what they do in a lot of people's tanks. They'll be like, look at my Ludwigias. Don't know what's wrong with them. It's because they're not supposed to be grown underwater. I mean, they're weeds that live in grasses and places that get a lot of water. That one broke off. I was just going to pull the leaf off. But I mean, this one will grow one back too. You just pull all this off. Like I said, that's what this is, another Ludwigii. I mean, I could plug that into there. It's gonna grow back. It's just, that's how hardy Ludwigiis are. But let's see, get a few more of these out of here, sort through this bucket and see what else I got in here. I got too many. I'm probably gonna throw some of these Ludwigiis out. I got a whole bunch of them, but I mean, really, I mean, I don't have the type of tank like Dutch styles and whatever. I don't have the type where I can just slam 25 Ludwigias in there and let them grow to the top. If I did have the type, I could use them in the background. This is a little sword plant that I had. One of the first plants I ever bought. You see some snail eggs on it. But yeah, this sword plant, I had it forever, but it just never grew very big. And every time I put it somewhere, it was either too big for that spot or too small for another spot. Then I got a nice big sword, and it made this one look really ugly. So I broke the stalk into a few pieces. So now it's a few sword plants. So I just chunk it in here. That's Bacopa. I mean, it's still good, but that's hairgrass right there. Moneywort. More Moneywort. I got a lot of Moneywort, and I'm not real big on Moneywort either. I mean, to me, it's a little bit ugly. I mean, it looks like a little leprechaun plant. There's some more. Alright, let's throw this one out. Here's a little top. But I mean, if you plant this right here like this in your tank, then by the end of the day, it's straight up. Of course, these bottom couple leaves are probably gonna get tattered up too. You want to usually tear these leaves off, tear these two off, and then plant it to like right above that, and then roots will grow out from those. And I don't really need that, so throw this out. How many anacris? Alright, I have one anacris in here. I have one growing off of here. Yeah. Now I have like 4 or 5. Moneywort, more Moneywort. If only it was real money. Throw some of this out. Piece of there's another. That's not a piece. That's a full Ludwigii. See, this would be a nice one to plant because it's little. But if you want big ones, plant big ones. If you want little ones, plant a little one. Or you plant a big one. You let it get nice and rooted, and it's big and fat around and solid. If you want good healthy little ones, you can plant a big large one, and then you just let it get big and fat. Let it grow for at least 2 weeks, so you know it's got a really good, you see how these root systems are on them. It'll start getting rooted, and after about a week, go like this far above the substrate and cut them all off. You can replant those top parts, but the top parts will keep growing faster, and there'll be some stunted growth on the part that you broke off. Like, let's say I snapped that off and replanted that and left this in the tank. I would pull these two off and snip it right above there. Eventually, 1 or 2 sprouts are going to come right out of here, and they're going to be half the size. They're going to be tiny. And they will grow back, and when they grow back, it'll be smaller, tiny Ludwigiis. And I think Moneywort does the same thing, but I don't really mess with Moneywort much. I don't really like it. I just collected those because I saw them in the grass. I just like the Ludwigiis. I mean, they're good to have around. If you need a fast-growing stem plant that's powerful growth in a brand new tank, Ludwigiis are good for that. This is all just junk, so I can change this water out. But anyways, this is just my little extra bucket of whatever. I just thought I would talk about those Ludwigiis and how hardy they are, and that you can grow them outside as well. So whatever. All right. Thanks for watching, if you're watching.